Hi, superstars. It is time for social studies. We are on chapter 2, Our World. Where do we live? Exploring the world around us will help us understand where we live. We will learn about important places in our neighborhood. We will also learn about how we take care of our neighborhood and world. All right, we're on the next page here, on page 43. Where in the world do you live? There are many ways to name the places where you live. Let's learn more about them. Your neighborhood is in your state. Your state is in a country, and your country is in the world. So here's a neighborhood. That's where we live around our neighbors, people who live around us. And then our neighborhood is in a state. Our state is in a country, and our country is in the world. All right, let's listen to this story. Where My Aunt Rose Lives. Where my Aunt Rose lives, silver subways clatter past, noisy factory whistles blast, dented taxis travel fast where my Aunt Rose lives. Where my Aunt Rose lives, vendors sell hot dogs and hats. Firefighters rescue cats. Grandmas chat in laundromats. Where my Aunt Rose lives. Where my Aunt Rose lives, people soak up rooftop sun, splash at hydrants just for fun, order takeout by the by the ton where my Aunt Rose lives. So look at all these pictures. You see the taxi cabs, you see the people walking on the sidewalk. This is where Aunt Rose lives. Let's continue. Where my Aunt Rose lives, folks go dancing half the night, parties everywhere in sight, in the twinkling city light where my Aunt Rose lives. Where my Aunt Rose lives, neighbors finally close their eyes. First floor baby wakes and cries. Distant trains hum lullabies where my Aunt Rose lives. So where does Aunt Rose live? It it seems like she lives in a busy city, right? What can be seen where Aunt Rose lives and what can be heard there? Well, we saw taxi cabs, people walking on the streets, having parties, people on the rooftops, soaking sun. Would you like to live where Aunt Rose lives? Why or why not? Let's talk about people you should know. All right, the first person is Ellen Ochoa. Ellen Ochoa was the first Hispanic woman to fly in space. She was an American astronaut. She flew on the space shuttle. When she was in space, she could see the whole world. She said, I never got tired of watching the earth as we passed over it. All right, here's some more people you should know. Garbage collectors. Garbage collectors are very important people. They pick up and remove garbage from our homes, schools, and parks. They help us take care of our world. All right, let's go to our inquiry journal. We're on page 36. So we're talking about where do we live? So in this chapter, we explored where we live and we read about places and how to find them and how we get to them. So what you're going to do is you are going to draw a map of your neighborhood. You're going to choose some important places, and that could be maybe your school, maybe your neighbor's house if you have friends that live near you, if there's a park in your neighborhood, maybe there's a store you go shop at, a library, maybe there's a firehouse. You're going to make a map of those places and draw them down just like these kids are doing over here. You're going to use symbols to show the important places, and then you are going to show us the map. So think of important places in your neighborhood and draw them on a map. How do we learn about things? So we already spoke about exploring. Now you read to learn about things. So we explore and we read. So right here, explore. Chronology of events. Chronology is the order in which events happen. An event is something important that happens. Chronology of events means the order of how things happen. When you read, look for clues in words to help you figure out the order of events. So look at these pictures here. What happens first? Look at each picture to figure out what's going on. And then you're going to say what happens next and what happens last. So what picture do you think is showing us what happens first in this event? There's a mama bird. I see a nest. Now each picture is showing us something different. So here in this first picture, there's some eggs. Over here, we see that there are young birds. And over here, we see that there are birds that fly away. So which picture is telling us what happens first? This one, I'm going to put a 1 because this is the first thing that happened. The mama bird laid eggs. Okay, what do you think happened next? This happened next, right? The eggs hatched, and now there are young birds in the nest. And what happens last? Right here, the birds grow up and they fly away. Good job, superstars. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.